guys, welcome back to another video. In this, I'm going to be talking about the combination between the Mutalist Quanta and Harrow. Now, I just finished streaming minutes ago, and what I just found out as far as with the Mutalist Quanta with Harrow is pretty deadly, but at the same time, it's refreshing because we all know about the Quanta Vandal. People like using the Quanta Vandal a lot. But the Mutalist Quanta, what separates it from the two is that you fire out these infested cubes. And what about the cubes is that if you fire through it, it will increase its crit chance. And also if you have Vital Sense on it, when you shoot through the cubes, the crit multiplier increases by, I believe, 25%. I'm going to put a link, not even a link, but like a description of how they break it down, because again, it's kind of hard to explain, even though they say it may be a bug, but it technically really isn't. So it's like, yeah, this is actually in the cubes itself, but the numbers, it's kind of like, yeah, I might as well show you what I mean. But before all that, this is how I actually build my Mutalist Quanta. I have the Riven on this as well, so it has crit damage, puncture. It also has the multi-shot in it, so it has everything that the Mutalist Quanta entails. The crit damage, it's also puncture skewed anyway, so it's good there. On top of that, multi-shot, awesome. Status duration really don't matter too much because I'm going to be pumping so much bullets into the guy, he will fall. Vital Sense for that crit damage. Hammer shot to increase that status chance, but also to add more crit damage. So you have this on, this, and also this. Now, as far as with the enemy, I was actually doing this against a heavy gunner and a bombard. So they were at level 150. I actually put it up that much just to see how much the Mutalist Quanta can dish out, along with Harrow's Covenant ultimate ability. And the numbers that I was seeing, I was like, wow, Harrow really pushed this weapon further. And that's pretty much what he does. He takes any weapon and pushes it further beyond its, I don't say beyond its limits, but even further than that. So this corrupted heavy gunner, he's level 150. Where is he? He should be. Yeah, he's right. Okay, he's right there. So now look at this now. In order for this to actually work, get this out. Now what you want to really do is, once it's filled up, stand back. Launch that cube. Now once the cube is there, now just look at that. Now when I did it, when I was streaming, there was a point where when the enemy's health got to half, and the way that was just spewing bullets right into his head, it would just take all of that health away. Once it hits 50%, the rest of the dude's health was gone. So you must be like, damn, the Mutalist Quanta really dishes out a lot of crit damage. That's because when you shoot through the cube, it pushes it further. It does that on its own even if you're not using Harrow, but Harrow pushes it further because, again, crit chance, and you get 200% more when you land on headshots. So it's a good idea to land those headshots right through the cube to the enemy. You can't really see it all that much because, again, I had to angle myself so you can actually see me landing those headshots, so you can see the numbers pop right off. So let me run it again with the corrupted bombard. And at the same time too, like I said, I have corrosive on anyway, so I could take off their health so it could deal more damage. So yeah, it's essential to run that. I think some people actually have their Mutalist Quanta built for I believe viral. It could also work there too, but again, corrosive is the way to go because you want to get that armor down. So it's the same deal with this guy. I'm gonna get that off, shoot the cube, line myself up right, and just spray him, and see, he's already down for the count. Now the oranges were going in there as well, because again, it will orange crit, but it will also red crit, because again, crit damage gets amplified even further with Covenant. But at the same time too, when you shoot through the cubes, you get that additional crit damage more. So using the Mutalist Quanta with Harrow is really, really refreshing because again, he with his fire rate and his reload, and I didn't even get to use that here as well because it's not even needed because again I'm exploiting the cubes along with Harrow's ultimate. So the Mutalist Quanta cubes along with Harrow's ultimate is deadly, man, as you see. So let me just run this again, but this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this going, but then now let me get this going so I can just get the fire rate up. Shoot the cube. Look at that. See, it was doing it for a period of time there. He lost 25%. It went all the way to like at least over 55 and stuff. Like most of his health was getting drained so much, and then the slash kicked in and then just took out the rest. So it will have those random moments where it will take guys' health, but then at some point it will take a huge chunk. I can't explain that because again, the Mutalist Quanta, as far as with its functions, where you just shoot a cube, you know, and on top of that, I think they said when you shoot through 2 cubes, it gets amplified even more. So I'm just gonna run that here because I never actually shot through 2 of the cubes to see what it'll actually do as far as with damage. So let me see if I can actually line my cubes up and see if I can get the most out of it, because again, just from that aspect, it's like, man, the Mutalist Quanta, it's always been a good weapon for me. It's just like, man, let me get that going. Put that cube. It's not really lined up right, but I need to get that off because again, he was gonna be moving and stuff. So as far as me firing 1 cube, and I may have to back up, fire the other cube. Yeah, I may have to probably do that. So let me run that again. But it's gonna take up more time than needed because again, the duration for that condemn is not that high, but it's sufficient enough. So let me get that going while he does his shit to me yet again. Let me get this going. Get that off. Fire this cube. Oh wow. Ah, stupid wall. Stupid wall. Alright, let me just back up with this shit. Yeah, okay, he still has his health. Alright, let me do this again. Alright, let me fire that there. Fire this there. Ooh! You see? His health just went just like that. So I'm gonna have to add that more into the description there, because again, what I also looked at too is that putting, let's see, 1, 2, 3 cubes, shoot through all 3. But see, once you fire the first cube, this one will be the first to blow up, then this one, and then this one. So you really gotta be in good synergy as far as how to do this right. So once you do that one, back up, fire that one, back up, fire it again, and then just go crazy with the headshots there, and then Bob's your uncle. So let's see if I can execute that. But again, it's gonna take up so much time that it's like I won't even have enough time to probably get the dude that's stuck in condemn. But I will try. I'll try, see how I actually make it work. I need to see where I'm at with this. Alright, it's right there. Alright. 1, 2, 3. See? It's actually doing less. Oh, never mind. I probably wasn't hitting his head. Okay, so it does better work. It's making your job a little bit more difficult because again, you have to get out the cubes like this and then just shoot right through like that, and hopefully you land the headshots. So more cubes, more damage, but one cube is more than enough, as you see, because again, the crit damage and the crit chance is just going ham on this dude. So you're talking about Mutalist Quanta that gives you so much crit damage, and Harrow giving you so much crit chance, and if I land my headshots, that amplifies even further. You're talking about 210% crit chance when you land your headshots. So lining up for the headshots is extremely important, especially when you're shooting through these cubes. So, and you see if they just touch each other, that's why it's good to back the fuck up. But as you saw, man, it's deadly with Harrow. It is deadly with this guy, and I'm having so much fun with Harrow. It's like, yeah, experimenting with other weapons with him, you will find so many possibilities. That's like, man, I could use any weapon with Harrow and turn him into an all-out beast, which he is. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. I'll catch you later.